Good evening, Gary. You're on mute.
Good evening, Mayor.
There you go.
You'd think after all these years, you'd figure out how to get it off of you, wouldn't you? But
Well, we need to turn your volume up.
let me,
We'll get a test before we actually start, huh?
here we go.
Hey, Janet,
Yes.
can you push the volume up? Now speak.
Okay. Does that better?
There we go.
Okay.
We can hear you now.
You know, I didn't know you could turn me down like that.
What's that?
I didn't know you could turn me down like that. That's probably an advantage.
Yeah, we were gonna tell your wife about it, but we didn't.
We've only done it for 6 months, Gary.
I wondered why I wasn't getting any response from you guys.
Gotcha.
Which one?
Whatever. Whatever you say.
Patriotic. Okay, we'd like to, that's loud. Whoa.
Unless you want us to quiet that down, because he'll hear it.
It's all right.
Yeah, or I'll just sit back. That's like really weird.
Sounded good.
Okay, well, welcome to our Morgan City Council meeting. It's already March 11th and 2025. Let's move on, and I've asked Eric if he'll lead us in the pledge and Jeffrey to give us a prayer.
Please stand and repeat with me.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Our Father in heaven, we're grateful for this beautiful spring day to be here in the Morgan Valley and for the beauty and comfort and safety that this valley offers to all of us. And we're grateful for the opportunity to be here in the Morgan City Chambers at this time to be able to discuss and look at some of the issues that are facing our community. Help us to be able to think wisely and make good decisions that will benefit us today and prepare our community for needs that may arise in the future. We ask a blessing at this time to be upon those that are serving and protecting us throughout the world and throughout our nation and throughout our neighborhoods, our first responders. Bless them and their families to know of our appreciation for their service as well. We ask a blessing to be upon, again, this community, that it will continue to be a safe, prosperous place. And we say these things in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Thank you. Well, I'll welcome Kate. I forgot to do that. Appreciate you taking your time to come. I'm not quite as dedicated. I just watch it on YouTube. Okay, I'll entertain a approval of the meeting.
Steve, I have one correction.
Okay,
That's on item number 5C. A review action, a resolution that should be, I'm assuming it's 25-05. The number A is 2504. And the printed resolution has got the 05 on it.
on which D?
5C.
C, okay.
Good catch.
Five C should be a resolution 25-05. With that change, I'd be willing to approve the agenda.
And I'll be willing to second it.
Okay, we have an approval of the minutes with the correction to change item C to 25-05. That's what it does read on the resolution. And a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, Janet, that was unanimous. Okay. Item 2, minutes of the city council meeting, February 25th, 2025, and the warrants from February 21st to March 6th, 25.
Mayor, I just had a couple of questions, and this might be a little bit nitpicky, but I'll just throw it out there anyway on the minutes. On page 2, it starts out on that, let's see, it'd be about the third. Well, it starts out the city council's role in subdivisions needs to be reduced. Previously, the city council was involved both the initial and final phases of subdivision approval. I mean, in the old days, there was a concept, there was a preliminary, and there was a final. We didn't have anything to do with a concept approval, but we did have something to do with preliminary and final. So I'm just wondering if that should be changed to say involved in both the preliminary and final phases of subdivision approval instead of initial. Or is that just being a little bit too picky?
Which paragraph?
The
The
city council's role in subdivision. Previously, the city council was involved in both. Well, we were involved in the preliminary and the final. And this says initial, so
You know, Tony, that was a,
Concept.
it was
Yeah,
a
that-
we weren't involved in a concept, but we were involved in a preliminary.
that was a statement that I made and it was very general, so I don't have any trouble changing it if you feel it reads better.
You know, it may not be a big deal. It just seemed a little clearer to me, but anyway.
Just change from initial, change it to
Preliminary.
preliminary, yeah.
And then just the next sentence, and again, maybe I'm being a little picky here on this one too. It says, now the only involvement is in zone overlays and development agreements. I was wondering if we should add annexations to that as well.
A what?
Annexations.
Annexation? Well, that's not the subdivision process.
But I don't, yeah, it's not in
I
subdivision.
mean, again, that was a statement I made and it
Yeah.
came off of the, Jay could put together that matrix, if you will. And if you went down the column of the council, the X boxes were only in those two areas, zone overlays or zone changes and development agreements. Everything else had been shifted to the
Planning Commission.
yeah, Planning Commission, which was the Land Use Authority, or the Administrative Land Use Authority, which was the city officials.
So that one's, you know, that's fine with me. I just,
Okay.
yeah. But on the initial and preliminary, it just kind of,
Yeah, that's,
It-
sure, that clears it up a little bit.
because the initial to
In
me
my
means
mind.
it was almost like just concept, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, that clears it up. That'd be a good change.
And then, just another little weird thing on page 3. It's on the discussion. It starts out the agenda item as a partial rezone. And if you go down through that paragraph, I read this and I had to read it twice. It said, the new seminary will replace the old one with the middle school acquiring the old building. And I thought, again, would that be a little clearer if somebody looked at that in the future, said the new seminary will replace the existing seminary with the middle school acquiring the existing seminary?
Instead of just old.
Instead of just old building. Again, just a little, not a big deal, but might be a little clearer.
Sounds good to me. We won't, at least we will have identified the old building.
Yeah, the new seminary will replace the existing one with the middle school acquiring the existing seminary or the, anyway. Yeah, but
Existing, what'd you say?
well,
Existing?
the new
Seminary?
new seminary will replace the existing seminary with the middle school acquiring the existing seminary. And just changing old building to existing seminary.
Yeah.
Just a little. It just might make it a little clearer. Did to me when I read through it. But anyway,
Good eye.
well. Yeah, so that would, yeah, the new seminary will replace the existing seminary with the middle school acquiring the existing seminary. So anyway, yeah.
Okay, is any more changes with the February 25th minutes?
No, I'd compliment Janet and Teresa if you helped with the minutes. I thought they were well done.
Yeah, absolutely. And so Mayor, with that, I would make a motion that we approve of the minutes of the city council meeting on February 25th, 2025. And the one set of warrants on February 21st, 2025 through March 6th, 2025,
Want to mention the changes?
with the changes that have been discussed, yes.
I'll second that, Mayor.
Okay, we have a motion to accept the minutes with the changes that we discussed for February 25th and the warrants for February 21st through March 6th, 25. And we have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, Janet, that's unanimous. I don't see anybody for any citizen comments. Have you?
Kate.
Well, I'm online right now. Kate.
I'd like to know that we're getting an I-84 update at the April 15th commission meeting. And I think that's.
Gail's like, oh.
We're getting an I-84 update at the April 15th, April 15th County Commission meeting. And I think everything else that is county business for you guys is on the agenda already.
So you're getting a update from UDOT?
UDOT, yep.
Great.
We'll see if it's great.
Well, yeah, I know what you mean. Thank you. Okay, nobody online that I see. Okay, let's move on to a presentation to Cal Watkins. We were gonna put this right at the very bottom, so you'd have to. But we won't.
He's game.
Do you want to step forward?
He wants to.
We're gonna get you home with enough light to figure out.
And I'm not
I
gonna
got
photo
one
bomb
more.
it, that's for sure.
What?
I don't want to photo bomb it, that's for
Yeah,
sure.
there you go.
Okay, this is
That's pretty cool.
Rural Water Association of Utah. And it honors Cal Watkins from Morgan City as the wastewater operator of the year for 2020.
Oh, wow. All right.
Nice. That's a top dog in the state. Pretty awesome.
Good.
Hey, smile. Thanks, Cal. You have any words you want to express?
Stuff like this wouldn't be possible without the support of council, mayor, manager.
Well done.
everybody else, of course, it's city, it's not just me, it's the whole team.
That's pretty impressive.
Thank you. That's great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Did you take down our drinking water this year?
Yeah,
How'd we do?
they didn't say,
Best to
Ah.
so we didn't make it in the top few.
Oh dear. Just as long as Beaver didn't win again, for heaven's sakes.
No, I can't remember who it was this year.
Beaver won it one year and they had a great big billboard going into town. Did you ever see
Say
it?
Bear River won it last year, and then Bear River won the Nationals this year too.
We won it one year, I think, didn't we?
Yeah,
Second,
we've won first, second, and
yeah.
third.
But the year we got second, they just took it out of the tap at the shop. It was like, you didn't even like.
Get it in the spring, right?
Yeah, just-
Yeah,
Go to the source.
Go to the source and get it.
Yeah, but
and that might have been my fault this year too, is because I told Kyler, go ahead and take it down, and then I forgot to remind him, but luckily he remembered, and he just took it out of his tap. I told him, I said, next year we'll get it out of the source, so.
Better than the ditch.
Yeah, get it out of the back into the wastewater.
wasn't Hooper that won, right? Not with that
All their water.
nice water.
Out in there. Oh, I can tell you stories about out in there.
Ugh.
They'll drill those wells really deep. And then they've got to actually treat them. So Hooper Water Improvement District's one of our customers, and they actually have to filter the water coming out of the wells because of all the contaminants in it. It's a mess. It is a
That's one
mess.
I know Farmington when I worked for them, they were never a top contender. You start adding fluoride to the water and it don't taste right.
Thank you.
Good job, Kel.
Wearing both hats in our city for us.
Yeah, well done,
Appreciate
Kale.
it. And now I mean, if you want to stay around, you can, but,
Get back and finish riding.
okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Have a good one.
You too.
Night.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move to item 5, the active agenda. Item A is a resolution 25-04. Resolution accepting quit claim deeds to Morgan City from the Board of Education, Morgan County School District, for the installation of a sewer lift station to be installed on property along the south side of Young Street, east of Morgan Elementary School. So Ty?
So this one's one that we've done before. You might remember a year ago, we did this one, but we did it wrong. So this repeals resolution 2404 and replaces it with 2504. So what happened last time is we got property from Wardell's and the school district. And there was like a four square foot little triangle, if you remember, that we got from Wardell's that was wrong. And so we had to go back and have it resurveyed. That was like the original survey. And so now it's the Wardell's are giving the school district property and the school district's giving the city property. So it's no longer between us Wardell's and the school district, just us and the school district. So in the packet has the correct Exhibit A and the new quitclaim.
How did you discover the error?
We took it to the school district to have them sign it, and they're like, wait a minute, well, what happened is the school district said, what happened to the rest of our frontage? So they were shorted on the amount of frontage, so they're getting the exact same amount of frontage from Wardell's that they're giving us. And so that entrance moved down, and there was a little overlap there where Wardell's crossed over and touched the city boundary. So that's how it was discovered.
So this lines up the land. Is there a immediate need for a lift station?
No, it's just the property.
Okay,
It's all plumbed in for a lift station when we redid that road.
right.
So we plumbed everything in, so a lift station would work. But
That'd be for the Jenkins property.
yep, so either Wardell's will put a main in behind their homes, or the Jenkins property will develop, or the school will do something that requires sewer on their property. And so whatever that trigger point.
Trigger,
Yeah, any one of those landowners would trigger, and then there'd be a payback agreement for the other ones that benefit, so. That's what that is.
I just want to know if anybody had eyes good enough to,
Can you put that on that map
See
on the
that.
screen?
you read that?
No, I tried to look at it
I
electronically.
I couldn't either. That's all.
Yeah,
The exhibit A,
exhibit A.
please.
I think it was just scanned in on the packet. I might have to pull that from my email.
Yeah, even to,
Yeah, because I was having a hard time seeing it.
yeah, to zoom in, it's still not legible, is it?
Yeah.
So is it just that little triangle at the bottom of that triangle, at the end of that triangle?
If you could read that, it would tell us.
That little piece right there? Is that it?
Yeah, I'll just point if that's okay.
Triangle right there?
This is the city property. That's the school district property. This is the school district property, but Wardell's are given this triangle. And it goes clear over to their entrance, and then this square right there is the city property.
That's where the
So what do we,
pump will be.
Yeah, we're getting this square right here. And then the entrance to their property is right here. Oops. Anyway, that's the entrance, but then Wardell are giving them the extra frontage on the triangle, so that Wardell will be getting that.
Okay.
Hi, is there any financial consideration for any parties? Okay.
is that, what?
You got it?
Yeah, I think so, I guess.
I didn't ask, taking this up. Jeff and Andy's house, got that. It comes into that new school.
Or that's the driveway he's talking about.
Fix that driveway, yeah.
I think in the packet, it just got scanned in and wasn't the PDF. I might have to pull up the PDF to.
And I guess the city.
Jeffrey's got it on.
has
Got it on Google
problem.
Maps.
I just brought up Google Earth.
Oh, just on the screen?
Yeah, so. I think we understand. Gary, any comments from you?
So that little square right there
Places
is by the school district right now, Ty, is that correct? The one-
Yeah. Yep, that's all school district.
only two parties involved now, right? Ty?
That's the way I understand it. Just two parties involved now?
Yep.
Yeah. Which is cleaner.
So our portion's just getting the property from the school district, and that's what this resolution does.
Okay,
And it repeals the previous resolution that we had last year.
Mhm. I can see it better on there than I can.
Mayor, I'd move to approve resolution 25-04. Resolution accepting quick claim deeds to Morgan City from the Board of Education, Morgan County School District for the installation of a sewer lift station to be installed on property along the south side of Young Street, east of Morgan Elementary School.
I'll second that motion, Mayor.
okay, we have a motion from Dave and a second from Eric. Jeffrey?
Aye.
Aye. Eric?
Aye.
Dave?
Aye.
Okay, Janet, that was unanimous. Okay, let's move to item B. Pheasant Run subdivision, phases 1 and 2. So Ty, we'll turn this over to you.
Okay, so, we've had a long history with Pheasant Run. Just waiting to get all of the improvements done, and, all of the infrastructure's been in for, about 3 years. And so this is a little unique where, neither one of the phases ever finished completely just because of some fencing and the detention pond. So pretty minor things that were left. So we never did conditional acceptance. But we moved straight to final in order to wrap this up. And we've already been through a seasonal cycle where they've actually gone back and replaced all of the broken sidewalk and patched the road from what was built. And so we feel ready just to give final acceptance and take ownership of the improvements that have been made. So it's kind of, we kind of skipped a step, but it's also been 3 years and not the typical just 1 year warranty period. So that's what.
So this,
Oh, and
this will satisfy all of that.
pending the pond. So the
Oh, the
pond
detention pond.
still, the pond needs redone because it has a low spot. So the water won't get to the outlet. And some landscaping needs to be redone. And we got a bid for that. And so it's just pending. The developer will just pay us to do the pond, and then we'll do the pond in the spring. So this is just pending his payment. And then we don't have to wait clear into the spring for him just to wrap up the pond. We'll take care of that.
We'll finish the work.
We'll finish the work. The other advantage to just getting payment is we're gonna add to the bid and make it nicer than what was required. We're gonna make it more of a park for that
So
neighborhood.
we're gonna release all of the escrow
Yeah,
at final acceptance,
final acceptance and release all of the
escrow.
escrow, yep.
Then we'll get a check from the developer on the,
Yeah, we'll get a check first before we release the
Before
rest.
you release it, we'll get.
Escrow, so,
and cash it, right?
yep.
Okay.
I'm Dave, we don't hold on to money.
Scratch that statement.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you our process. We do cash them every day. So
Yeah.
So
we don't hold on to anything.
are we okay then to make a motion to give final acceptance for phases 1 and 2 tonight?
Mhm.
Didn't do.
Well, I mean, I guess, and then they're going to pay us, give us a check for the detention.
And you can just, in your motion, you can just say pending final payment for the pond.
Yeah. Okay,
And if you need a dollar amount for the pond, I have that.
do we want to put the dollar amount in or just say
The pond, sure.
pending,
I'm gonna throw that down.
Mayor? I will make a motion that we approve, accept the final acceptance for the Pheasant Run subdivision phases 1 and 2, pending upon the developer paying the city amount owed for the detention basin. That amount is $14,825. And other fees associated with the subdivision.
I'll second that motion, Mayor.
Okay, we have a motion from Tony and a second from Eric. Dave?
Aye.
Eric? Aye. Tony?
Aye.
Jeffrey?
Aye.
Okay, Janet, that's unanimous. Okay, let's move to item C. A resolution change number to 25-05. Adopting and approving an application to the Utah Division of Outdoor Recreation, Community Parks and Recreation Grant. Okay, when I first read that, I was thinking fish pond, but then well, before I read it, I was thinking fish pond.
Not yet.
Not quite. So yes, tell us about this, Ty.
So this is a brand new grant from Outdoor Recreation that before their grants didn't include ball fields or playground equipment, that sort of thing. And part of this, they call it a CPR grant, so Community Parks and Recreation allows you to rehab facilities, and the county recreation director approached us and we've been actually working on the field. We've upgraded the sign or the scoreboard, and they're interested in using the concession building, and so they maintain all the dirt, we maintain all the grass. We've just
At
kind of
Riverside.
at Riverside Park, yep. And so this grant would take the dirt out and replace it with new dirt, and then put lighting around the ball field so it can be used for tournaments. So there's also a comp league that has 2 teams, I think like 8 or 9-year-old teams, and they would like to host tournaments up here. They're actually want to host one this June. It would be a 2-day tournament. They're getting that on the schedule, but if we can upgrade our ball diamond, it would bring it back to life, get more use. And there's community, because the rec board and this other group is interested in the upgrades that that's when I like to, get support behind it when it's not just us doing that, because it looks better. It'll actually get used.
Why does it need new dirt?
Just for, I'm not a baseball person, but so they can
Slide.
Yeah, they can drag it.
It's packed down so hard now.
Yeah.
You can drag it and,
So it's a different,
Rake it.
yeah, it's a different kind of dirt.
better material.
Yeah. I don't think it clumps as much, and
It's not clay.
it's almost like
Sandy.
sand.
No,
like a
yeah,
dirt, like
actual
a-
infield dirt, yeah.
Yeah, and so, basically, we're just committing to our match.
What is our match?
Wow.
It'd be a 60-40. So it would owe 40%. The whole grant, I want to say is going to be about 200,000. And then we would split the match with the county. So the county, if we get the grant, we haven't done an agreement or anything like that, but it's all kind of pending. If we get the grant, then we'll do a secondary agreement, with the county to have
Part of our match be sweat equity that
In
do
kind,
it in
yeah.
kind?
Yeah, in kind, so.
Which over there with the brush dragging
Mhm.
out the infield.
Yeah,
So back in the day, back in the WBBA day, we're Western Boys Baseball Association, there was a lot of use on
Oh,
that,
man.
on that diamond, a lot of use. So, who is using it now? Did you say, Ty, there's a couple of comp teams that use it now, or?
they're gonna start
Yeah.
using it
Yeah.
this spring, yeah.
Good, because I noticed it hasn't been utilized a whole lot the last few years, so.
Right.
Did you say lighting?
Yeah,
And the concession stand, they're gonna
yeah,
revamp or?
yeah, that'll likely be like the in-kind match is whatever the rec department does to spruce up the
Yeah.
floor, but the big ticket items are the lighting and the dirt, so the dirt and grass is 67,000 and the lighting is 170,000, so
Hey,
that's what we would be asking for.
field of
So,
dreams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The,
Kind of really is true, though.
the,
Resurrect the
37.
Grand Slam.
Yeah, it's like 140.
Concession stand.
I can,
Remember that?
Yeah, the concession stand is not, it's really not too bad of a building. It's just,
get out of that park. My
I
kid.
could too right now if I could pick it up and hit it 4 or 5 times.
I'm not sure I could anymore, but it's not a real far fence. I could used to knock it over that
Yeah,
one.
so the grant would be about 240 and the match would be about 95, and then we would split the match in half, so
With county and city.
it would be about 45.
Wonderful.
Well, then I guess we could really go out there and try and solicit some tournaments then, couldn't we?
Yeah, the other nice thing is when they do tournaments, they're 2-day, they're multi-day tournaments.
Oh.
And that's one of the things that we really lack is people come up for a 1 day and don't spend as much money as if you
Or overnight.
were overnight. And it doesn't make as much sense to drive back and forth from wherever they come from, even, you know, even like a Utah County drive would likely stay over if it's just a 2-day.
The grant hasn't been approved.
Nope, this offers our support for the grant application. So,
You like to do that.
Application.
yeah, so when I do a grant application, then I don't just say this is,
We will fund the match.
and we have full support.
Yeah.
Unless it's not something that we want to do.
You've
So
done that before. How likely is it that we'd get the grant
I don't know, because this is the first year they've done the
expanded?
parks, yeah, the parks portion of it.
Okay.
And I don't exactly know how much money they put into this,
Yeah.
into
How-
this
how about
particular
it's funded?
pot, yeah.
Okay.
And I don't know what the pent up demand is from other playgrounds, but I think we have a good case for the benefit. There's an economic benefit as well as a activity.
Mhm.
Kate, does the rec program, do they sponsor a boys baseball program in the summer?
yeah.
The rec program does,
Yeah.
okay. And in addition to these comp teams?
So we have nothing to do with comp teams.
Yeah, right.
Ours are only rec. And we have school district and county and city. We have a shortage of fields. So we're expanding a park on the other side of Mountain Green if I can get the ground bought. And we're trying to actually use the assets that the community has
I was
rather than
curious
just
if
wearing out the ball fields at the schools.
I was just curious if the recreation department still had a
Oh,
boys baseball.
we've had a
Okay.
600% increase in our recreation programs in the last 5 years.
Okay.
Great.
And we're starting, if you're interested, an adult floor hockey team league.
No, what?
That's what I said. Some floor hockey. It's in a gym. I don't know either. I just smile and write the check.
About dodgeball.
I think that's banned in like all schools now. That's
Dodgeball.
curling.
Curling could be better for us more mature people.
Hi, I have a question. Do you know if the comp league is Rocky Mountain Baseball Association?
It's,
The only reason why I ask is Tony, if you're interested, Rocky Mountain Baseball Association is well established. It's throughout Utah, Wyoming, and Idaho. Being involved with it for the last 10 years, they are short of fields to be able to use. And so to open up an additional field to be able to play teams will be filled up instantly.
What's the name of that organization?
It's called the Rocky Mountain Baseball Association.
I think that's what it's called. So.
It's very
Age
huge.
of the boys.
They actually start at 8U and they go up to 14U.
Oh,
It sounds like the old WBBA, the Old Western Boys Baseball Association.
But the struggle countywide is there's only so many ball fields
Okay.
and there's more comp teams than there is rec teams. And everyone from, what do we call it? I'm still new here, down below comes up here and rents ours because the school, the city and the county, our rates are so much cheaper than anywhere in the North Salt Lake, Ogden, North Ogden for renting the fields for comp teams.
But what you're telling me is if we get this grant, and we get this field all dolled up, it's gonna get some use.
And you're gonna get some revenue for the rent.
That they will come.
If you build it, they
Hey,
will come,
field
yes.
of dream, yeah, okay.
The other nice thing is our recreation department and the comp league are coordinating efforts. So they're not scheduling over the top of each other.
Because
So
they're working together.
they're working
Good.
together on
Yeah,
the,
but it's the same kids.
Not walking over each other.
It's the really good ones that think they're on the comp team.
yeah,
Second class citizens on the rec is
Poor kids stick to the.
is the
Mitch Peterson, Kerry Rouser hit me right in the arm.
Yeah. So the other thing, the long-term idea is that the rec department would use it in exchange for maintaining the dirt in the building. And the complex would need to reserve it. If they want to reserve it, then they would have to pay to reserve the
Rent it.
field. Otherwise, it's just first come, first serve. So that's the difference between the two is the complex would rent it from us.
Well, I expect to hear that tonight when I'm lying in bed. If you build it, they will come. Anyway,
Well, let's get positive karma and get it here. I like this idea.
Awesome.
well, Mayor,
Tony,
are you ready for a motion?
Eric has a change on the resolution before we do it.
Resolution down in the middle of it.
Go through all the whereases, you get down to the now therefore.
there-
Go ahead.
Now therefore it needs to be resolved by the town council of Hannaford. We need to make that change when you make your motion.
I don't think Hannaford cares.
Not that Hannaford, I
yeah,
mean,
I like that.
what? Oh,
That's my bad.
well, I just want to make the change, so. Now go, Tony.
Well,
With the change.
I just did a resolution for them
Or either that or I.
for
no.
a trails.
So Jeffrey Hannaford's in on this?
They need help.
All right, with all that being said, I'll make a motion that we pass resolution 25-05, a resolution adopting and approving an application to the Utah Division of Outdoor Recreation, Community Parks and Recreation Grant with the change that was mentioned previous.
Very good.
Well, then I
Second.
can second that.
Okay, we have motion by Eric and a second from Tony. Is this all in favor or well, it's money, so Dave,
Aye.
Eric,
Aye.
Tony,
Aye.
Jeffrey.
Aye.
Okay, that's unanimous. Okay, let's move to item D. Ordinance 25-02. An ordinance amending Title I, Chapter 1, 1-15 of the Morgan City Code by amending fees of the consolidated fee schedule for garbage service to include a new rate for a second recycle can and a new sewer rate for apartments, providing for a repealer, providing for severability, and establishing an effective date of April 2025. Okay, Ty?
So this is just amending our consolidated fee schedule. When we started the recycle program, one thing we did not anticipate is someone saying, hey, can I have 2 recycle cans? And so, when we did the bundled service, and so that's one of the changes is on the attachment 706 is a new rate for someone that wants 1 garbage can weekly and 2 recycle cans bi-weekly, so it adds $10. And then at the very bottom, you can see that we also just included a recycle can. For every recycle can twice a month, it's $10. So anybody else, whether commercial or whatnot, anybody that adds a extra recycle can, it would just add $10 to their bill. This, so that's the, oh, and then we added 708 as adding recycling to commercial. So when we adopted the program, it was only residential and we didn't have anything for commercial. We just anticipated that, or it was how do I say that? We assumed that the commercials all had dumpsters and there are commercial customers with a 90-gallon can that we didn't include a commercial. So that's what those do. And then on the garbage, on the sewer, we've been putting apartments under commercial rates and there's no consistency between which rate we choose because it's all based on estimated annual water use. And then some apartments, the landlord pays, some apartments, the tenants pay. Where the tenants have been paying, they've been charged a full residential rate. And where the landlord pays, it's one of the commercial rates. And so there was just a lot of discrepancies. And so what this does is it establishes just an apartment rate, which is based on 75% of a ERU, which is how impact fees and everything else are calculated. And so for some, each apartment will go up. So there's some people that are, when you average it between all the buildings, are only paying $20 a month. And then there's some that are paying the full residential rate of $59.92. And so some of them will come down and some of them will come up, but everybody in an apartment will just have that same sewer rate. That's the proposal.
Our garbage rates differ from the counties in part, I think, because of geography. But the recycle fee, the additional $5, is that the same for both the county and the city? I think we decided that
The additional 10.
the recycle can would add $5 more.
So
The county has not addressed it yet.
that's what the bundled service was
Right.
based on, and we're proposing that an additional can
Mhm.
be $10
In the city.
in the city.
But our garbage fee is differs from the county assessment, their fees.
No,
No, they're the same.
no.
Didn't we consolidate?
These
We consolidated.
fees right here are the same as the county.
Oh, no, the new ones that we're proposing are just city.
Yeah, and that
Yeah.
differs from the county.
Yeah, that differs from the county.
All right, well, that's good enough.
Oh,
Well, yeah, as the program rolls out, we're gonna keep getting questions. We're just anticipating. We've had, it's been interesting because we've had some people call and say, when's our can coming? I've been stockpiling my recycling. We've had some people be like, hey, this is great. How can I get a second can? And,
Yeah,
going into it, I
prompting the
think
change.
we were more on the other side where we're starting a bundled service. And of course, there are some people that are
Defensive.
less enthusiastic about it, but, and then like the commercial was just, we didn't contemplate that either, so.
How outspoken are the less enthused?
Not much. I think that when the day the garbage can shows up,
They may say.
and we have a couple of months of that, right? Because we're getting the cans out.
Have we had our shipments of cans?
Yeah,
We have,
we have our first-
delivered some out in the county because the county was going first, right?
We haven't delivered any, but we have, I want to say like 125 of them put together, and now we're putting stickers on them. And so this month, we're gonna start delivering them. And so when all of the cans start showing up, I think is when we're gonna get all the questions.
Yeah.
But the billing doesn't start until all the cans have been delivered, or June 1st.
Or on Sunday when you go to church, there's questions.
Mayor?
Teresa.
Yeah, Teresa.
Thank you, Mayor. Looking at the ordinance in the first portion of it, Ty, I just have a question for you. As we go through, it says effective date of April 1st, 2025. I'm under the impression that's only for the sewer rate. Weren't we planning on the effective June 1st?
So we have, so it'll establish the rate, but on the ordinance, on the actual bundled service, that one has a start date of, so the garbage recycle won't start until all cans are delivered. And so that one kind of supersedes this one. All this does is establish the rate.
Wonderful, thanks. I just wanted to correct because I didn't want to.
Yeah, but the sewer rate would
Perfect.
start April. Yeah, it's a little confusing because one doesn't reference the other one, but the other ordinance
Would,
for recycle already establishes when that'll start.
You think we'll be completely rolled out by July 1st or start of our new fiscal
Yeah,
year?
yeah, if the cans keep coming in.
Should be.
Yeah, unless we have problems with the shipment of cans, but we've got,
And at that time, that's probably when we'd start initiating the new rate on
after all the cans are delivered.
the waste and the recycling.
Yep.
Um,
So my only comments that's been negative is from the elderly. It says it'll take me 2 months to fill that up.
Yeah.
Well, in light of that, the hardship, the 25% discount, either the homestead credit or the circuit breaker, that doesn't necessarily, I was asked this question actually, that doesn't necessarily have to be known before this is all set in place. I mean, they could actually come in at any time and say, I qualify for this and get the discounted rate, correct?
Yeah. And I imagine that those conversations will happen as the cans are
I
delivered.
would think so
Yeah,
as well.
like, what's this? Can I have you come pick this up?
Yeah.
Then we can talk through individual cases at that point, so.
Sure.
Okay, everybody good?
So so we okay with that effective date of April 2025 was,
Yeah, that establishes the rate. And then we have another ordinance just for
Okay.
recycling that says we won't start until all the cans are delivered.
okay.
I'd move to approve ordinance 25-02. An ordinance amending Title I, Chapter 1.15 of the Morgan City Code by amending fees of the consolidated fee schedule for garbage service to include a new rate for a second recycle can and a new sewer rate for apartments, providing for repealer, providing for severability, establishing an effective date of April 1, 2025.
Okay, do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion for ordinance 25-02 and a second. Dave,
Aye.
Eric,
Aye.
Tony,
Aye.
Jeffrey.
Aye.
Okay, Janet, that's unanimous. Okay, let's move to the city reports and business, item 6. Does anybody on the council have anything to discuss?
Mayor, there is a lot of work going on the Mickelson Mile, if you haven't been over there lately. Matt and Peyton have been over there cleaning up and doing a lot of work between the Mickelson Mile and the river, removing dead trees and a lot of the undergrowth over there, so. And they've been pretty hard at it, so. Then I asked him today, I said, where you've cleaned all that out, what's your plan there? And Matt said he probably was thinking about doing some seeding of some natural, some type of natural foliage or grass there as well. So, yeah, they've been busy over there. They've done a lot of work if you haven't been over that way. So looking good. And I'm assuming that qualifies for our
Mitigation order.
wildland.
Cooperative wildfire.
Yeah, it does.
And a lot of positive comments on our sign coming into the city.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's been a good addition.
I got cornered out on a walk and I couldn't answer. What are we doing on 100 North and the flare construction and the digging, and when is that going to be done? I said, it's not us, but geez,
Yeah, so that's Enbridge
that's gas line. Yeah. They're
gas line for the whole thing, and I'm not sure, they should be getting close. But they also didn't anticipate digging up sidewalk and other things, so I know that they've had their challenges like every project, but we're just,
huh?
That will be able to answer.
Now, yeah, they think it's the city. What is the city doing? I'm like, that's not the city.
yeah, we're just employing flaggers. Someone to stand out there with a sign.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, yeah, don't have any involvement on that. So,
And I missed a meeting last Thursday, and tomorrow's meeting is here for the parks and downtown and
Open house.
open house.
And Teresa, I bought the ice cream tonight, so.
Beginning at,
6 o'clock.
And the meeting will
clock.
be at 6 o'clock. We'll do a short presentation and then it'll be, the maps and stuff will be in the hall and they'll be able to mingle and ask questions from our staff. Then after that, it goes to planning commission, then city council for adoption.
And was it last Thursday?
And last Thursday
Well,
was
I felt bad I
stakeholders
missed that, but
meeting.
stakeholder meeting, it was
We had a
good.
good turnout.
Yeah, it was good.
Good.
Okay. Ty?
So, our auditor, Chuck Palmer and Associates resigned. They sent me a letter of resignation. So they're
The company or just
the company. So that was the name of the company. They're joining, our CPA firm, so they can no longer be our auditor.
No, they're not
They can't audit themselves, so, so we have an RFP out, it's on our website. I've sent it to one company, but just so you know, we're in search of a new auditing firm. If you have any recommendations or whatnot, just let me know so we can send them a copy of the RFP. The other thing is, West Young Street, they want to start right away, so you'll see some activity and maybe get some phone calls about that project. And then the trail, the commercial street trail that goes underneath the bridge, that whole thing's getting landscaped. We've had people say, why'd you leave it in weeds? And we're like, it's not done, but it's the whole, that whole side of the bridge is getting landscaped. So we had, originally we were gonna do restrooms, but the restrooms were too expensive. And so for half the price of the restrooms, we're doing landscaping in order to hit the grant requirement, but it'll dress the whole, that whole side up, so.
from the home, from the last home there on Commercial Street over to the, okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep,
Oh,
that,
that'd be nice.
that whole area, so it'll have some flat spots, a picnic table, some grass. We're gonna try that grass too, so when you asked about along the river, there's a grass that's supposed to only grow to 8 inches tall. And you can still weed spray it. And so we're gonna see how that turns out, but take down some trees right there by the house. There's a flat area that comes out by the river. We'll plant grass there and have a little sprinkler system, and so that'll probably start like next week too, just if you get calls.
You gotta hire somebody to stay under the bridge and make sure all the graffiti remains off of the.
So we're looking into some cameras and stuff like that too.
Some
So
what?
cameras
Cameras.
Oh, it's maybe a big dog.
for under the bridge. Well, we need lighting already, so we just haven't come up with a good solution to attach things to the abutments under the bridge, but we're working on it. So we'll probably paint over it or have it that dry ice blasting
Blaster.
done.
Oh,
But we kind of want to wait till we have the cameras up before we,
yeah.
so we don't have to do it twice. But yeah, that'll all get dressed up, so. That's all I have.
Thank you. Okay. Guess I'm entertaining a motion to go into a
Continue.
closed session.
Mayor. I will then make a motion that we go into a closed session for a discussion of, I'm not sure, character, professional competence, or physical mental health of an individual. And a strategy session to discuss the sale of real property, including any form of water right or water shares.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, we have a motion from Tony to go into a closed session and a second from Eric. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we'll take a
Give
few
us minute.
minutes.
Yeah, give us a minute. We'll get it set up.
Thank you, Kate.
Haven't heard, there was a